Carl O'Rowe's DEATHSWORN was one hell of a lot of fun. Um, I've said before that I don't have a a high tolerance for fantasy, or in this case, it's kind of like science fiction slash fantasy because you end up getting so bogged down in lore that it's like a course I took my sophomore year, the history of England from 1688 to the present. Going to cover 300 and change years in the course of a semester. And that's how I approach these fantasy comics. But O'Rowe with DEATHSWORN didn't bog us down. He did do a scroll, but what was a little nicer about the scroll is he broke it up. So rather than one page dedicated to the scroll, you ended up getting a sentence in each panel for a while until you were up to speed. He kept the core story tight, so you only had to learn a handful of new people, even though it's obvious that the core story takes place against a bigger backdrop. For right now, for the intro, for issue 1, all we need to know are the core people, and we met them. They all have personalities. They all have things that they want that are motivating them individually to keep the action moving. DEATHSWORN himself, when we first meet him, he's fighting gladiatorial combat because he's been captured by the evil empire. That's not necessarily a new thing, but O'Rowe did it in a fresh way. And then DEATHSWORN and a couple other core characters break out, and they go on a quest to get a weapon. I think it's an axe. But yeah, everyone was vibrant. I could tell who everyone was. Another big complaint I have, and it's a small complaint, but oh man, when it comes up, it bugs the hell out of me, is when every character in a story or in a movie looks the same, and someone's talking, and I can't remember whether it's the prince or the scoundrel, or they all look alike. Not the problem here. Each character was easily identifiable, and the story just moved. So yeah, I'm intrigued enough to keep an eye out for DEATHSWORN 2. In all candor, I'm going to be a little cautious this time because I'm not one of those guys who kvetches too much about the waiting period for books, but there was a bit of a wait to get this one. So next time I may, back it closer to the end of the campaign, or just see if there's a place to buy a pre-printed copy online, see if Carl O'Rowe's got a website or the secondary market or what have you. And again, I mean, to complain about lateness is almost a cliche these days. I mean, it's the price you pay when you buy your ticket. If you're going to crowdfund, you go into it knowing that there's going to be a wait between the time you first push your chips to the middle of the table and the time you actually collect. But that said, it was worth the wait. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to keep an eye out for number 2. I just may go in a different direction next time to pick up number 2. But if you get a chance and you see it somewhere, by all means, check it out. Carl O'Rowe's DEATHSWORN. It was not even remotely boring, and for me, that's a big plus right there for sword and sorcery and science fiction. It's just not boring. You get a point with me, but in this case, you got extra points or O'Rowe got extra points because not only is it not boring, but it's actively entertaining. This has been Tom Tuttle. You guys have a great week.